Come in, Racer One. This is Rusty Nail. Hello and welcome to the Cavern of Terror.
Joyride 3 Roadkill stars Jesse Hutch, Kristen Prout, Ben Hollingsworth, Leela Sylvester, finally got that right, Gina Paulo, I have no idea how to pronounce this guy's name, here it is. Ken Kersinger and is directed by Declan O'Brien. We made it, guys, we're finally here. It's time to talk about the final film in the Joyride franchise. Rusty Nail is back to his cat and mouse games with a new set of fresh victims. What, too much? This is the first film in the Joyride series to be directed by someone that has a past in the horror genre. Declan O'Brien was behind the camera calling the shots on 3 of the Wrong Turn films: Bloodlines, Bloody Beginnings, and Left 4 Dead. Guys, it shows. This time around we get yet another new Rusty Nail, but I couldn't help but be down with it. Ken Kersinger could probably be the best Rusty Nail we've had so far. If you aren't familiar with his work, Ken Kersinger played Jason Voorhees in Freddy vs. Jason. I have to say that there were great techniques at filming him here. I have to hand that to O'Brien the director and the cinematographer Michael Marshall. They found a way to make Rusty and his truck menacing. There were multiple low-angle shots and silhouettes, making them both seem larger than life. Not to mention, our killer here is even more brutal than he was in the last film. They saw the weak spots in Dead Ahead, and guys, they are not here in Roadkill. People are mangled by chains and even crushed by a car jack. Shit gets rough for these people. The acting is definitely a step up from Dead Ahead. The cast is likable in a slasher movie sense. All the characters portrayed here have their place and they play their roles perfectly. Some even have development that you might not be expecting. We have Johnny Good Guy, the girlfriend, the douche nozzle, and the expendable ones. There's always expendable ones. Jesse Hutch as Jordan is a perfectly well-rounded character, but he's not without his flaws. But he knows he's not perfect and he eventually owns up to those flaws. His character development is constant and along the way sort of becomes a redemption storyline. Hutch actually worked with Ken Kersinger before on Freddy vs. Jason. Yeah, he was Trey, the douche nozzle. Come to think of it, there's actually a good bit of horror alumni in Joyride 3. Like Leela Sylvester as Alyssa that was in the Black Christmas remake and an episode of Supernatural. Damn it.
Son of a bitch!
Go ahead, play the clip. We also get Officer Williams played by Dean Armstrong, who was in movies like Repo the Genetic Opera, Saw 3D, and Wrong Turn 4, Bloody Beginnings. There's even an Are You Afraid of the Dark alumni here with J. Adam Brown. The end fight with Jordan and Rusty may have had one too many cuts for my taste, but it did stick with the whole Rusty is a badass and you're not going to be able to outfight him feel. Moving on, I will say that the car chase sequences are very well done and on par with the first film. There's also a scene near the end of Roadkill that's a pretty interesting homage to the first 2 films' line of I like the rain, it keeps everyone inside and washes everything clean. It's just a nice attention to the lore of this franchise and I couldn't help but like it. In the end, guys, I'm gonna have to give Joyride 3 Roadkill a metal claw. I know. But to be honest with you guys, the more I say it, the more I believe it. Roadkill is actually better than the original in a lot of ways. Guys, I know, the first Joyride is a fantastic film. And there was only really one thing that brought that rating of the first film down from a metal claw to But I can't help but think that there's just a bigger love for horror as a genre here in this final installment. The characters and story here are really well rounded, and I have to admit it, this was directed very well. Finally, to me, I think that Rusty Nail evolved into a really competent modern slasher. I really think I need to buy these sequels. Speaking of sequels, we need a Joyride 4. Or at least I do. Alright guys, that's it. That has been my review of Joyride 3 Roadkill. What did you think? Let me know down in the comments down below. I've completed yet another trilogy. If you were watching this video and you're new to my channel and you missed my reviews of Joyride and Joyride 2 Dead Ahead, don't worry, I'm going to throw all 3 of these videos into a playlist called Joyride Series Reviews. This was a really fun franchise to review. I'm glad I did this one. Now that this one's over with, I can finally get started on my Scream series. Yep, it's finally time to dive into the legendary 4-part Wes Craven series. I can't wait to get started. If you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That's the best way to check out all my newer videos and even my older content. Make sure you hit that bell button, that way you get notified about all my new videos, especially my Scream series reviews. But most importantly guys, I'm Zach, this has been the Cavern of Terror. Stay metal, my friends.